Okay, good evening, gentlemen. How are you on this Tuesday evening? And if you're watching on replay, then hello. Very, very good day to you. Oh, that was a good start, wasn't it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Tuesday, April, bloody awful weather. Never even bothered going out today, just raining all the time. Horrible, horrible, yucky. Okay, let's see. Brian Street is here. Nice. Don't worry, mate. The kite you was fine today is in my garden in Swindon. I'm not quite sure about that one. I'm sure you'll tell me. Richard O, good evening, Eddie. Looking forward to tonight's stream. Okay, Nicholas, good evening, mate. Richard O, what's the news? What's the scandal? Good evening, Ed. Okay. What's happening in the world? There's a couple of things that are worth mentioning, aren't there? A couple of things that we can talk about. Nicholas, again, yeah, nice to hear from you. Big man. Hi, Eddie. Hope all is well on this wet Tuesday evening. Well, it's not. The thing is, I've got to be honest with you. I think that the rainfall, and I hate the rain because it makes me depressed. I think that I've got a notification here on my channel to tell me that Steady Eddie Live is live. I've got that notification from YouTube. I think I already know. Anyway, what was it? Yeah, I believe the rainfall does actually tend to go, with the law of averages, and it evens out over a period of time. And I was thinking, if you get a wet spring, there's every chance that you might get a decent summer. Whereas if you get a dry spring, then you often pay for it with a wet summer. That is often the way it works out anyway. All of those today was crap. AG, good evening, mate. Mister, 99 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Let's see. Ian Bowden has pressed the thumb up already. Thank you, Ian. I'm going to put that on the screen there. In my interval. Ian Bowden, I had a thumbs up already. Okay, thank you, Ian, and it's great to hear from you, mate. Great to hear from you. Sean Harris, nice to hear from you. Barry from EastEnders. Yeah, absolutely. Miserable British weather. Brian Steed, as Ed set his alarm. I've been sleeping. I'll tell you what I was doing this afternoon. After having, I got up late and then after dinner and all this kind of stuff. I was watching a lot of Billy Blue, his live stream. He's in Pattaya and he's still doing these live stream walkabouts, and he was in Sexy Bar in Pattaya, and he's better known as Cheap Charlie, of course. And he does some fantastic streams. He's still the best one out there when it comes to doing the IRL streams. He really, really is good. And what I can't understand, I'm watching a stream, and I noticed this when I was watching the last one as well, is that with my terrible internet reception at the moment, somehow when I watch his stream, I get better internet. I get a better reception to do watching other things. Even when your internet is lousy, you can watch various things on YouTube, and it just seems to me that some things get a better reception than other things. It's very strange. Anyway, Sean Harris, back yeah, okay. Richard O, Ed, you making your hot chocolate? Well, in the words of Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. I just made it that minute that I came on here. Oh, that's bloody good. A couple of those, to start the evening. Lovely stuff. Oh, that's good stuff. That is good. So Cadbury's hot chocolate, lovely. Okay, Ian Bowden's spring is coming in September. Britain's got the most unpredictable weather in the world. I mean, you just never know. It can be as much rain in the summer as you can get in winter. You just never know. Chaz Brown, nice to hear from you. Big Daddy Rump Steak. Bless you. Okay. I'm going to put that on the screen. That's good, that one. Big Daddy Rump Steak. Bless you. I've still got another one of those in the fridge. That one that I had yesterday was wow. It was good. It was a real, dare I say, manly steak. Yeah, and I'm going to have another one tomorrow. I had mackerel today, which I don't know. So it's, I tend to eat it because it's good for you rather than I really enjoy it. Seamus Doherty, I should say. Hiya, nice to hear from you, mate. Neil Fleet, Chaz Brown, horrid weather, absolutely. Glenn, nice to London Cats Thailand, super nice. Eddie and all the good people. Yeah, it's great to be here. We have a great little community here, absolutely fantastic. It was mentioned on that stream I was watching today that, I don't have mods. What do we need mods for? I mean, the thing is, you get the occasional troll coming along. The only thing I require from trolls is that they're funny. If they're funny, we can have a laugh. If they're downright nasty, they get the boot. You know what I mean? What do we need mods for? Ginger Joe. Cheers, Eddie. Cost what it sounds like you're asking for the second class ticket to Nottingham. Okay, yeah, that was that famous commercial, wasn't it? The real Dutch Farang. Eddie, I missed the intro songs. Well, things like that will be coming back, but it's still another 3 weeks to go before I probably couldn't upload. I couldn't upload, anything like that right now. The internet just isn't strong enough, really. Sean Harris, beef burger or kebab? Well, neither of them are very good for it. I mean, a good solid beef burger, if you get it from the right establishment, can be bloody good stuff. A kebab, you only eat a kebab after you've been on the beer, the lash. I wouldn't eat a kebab when I was stone cold sober. And nowadays, now that I'm off the booze, I'm sober all the time, so it's got to be beef burger. Vietnam Viking, morning again from Da Nang, 4 a.m. here, going to be a beautiful day. Oh, good for you, mate, good for you. I went to Da Nang. Da Nang's at, a lot of people like Da Nang. I thought it was developing. There was a lot of skyscrapers going up there. It didn't seem to be like a complete. It's a cross between a city and a beach resort. It's a city beach. It didn't seem fully developed to me, but yeah, good place. Brad Russell, okay, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Boxing 14, Ed, I think we should all decide on a movie to watch and discuss it in the stream like a book club. Well, some people like that sort of thing and some people don't. I mean, the problem is that right now with my crap internet, I can't upload pictures onto the screen, movies or anything. I can't really upload anything. Can't even upload myself properly onto the screen. But, I can't watch Netflix. I've got Netflix and Amazon on this laptop here. I can't watch either of them because the internet is just crap. So I've been digging out. It's a good job that I bought a DVD player because I can still watch all my own old stuff. I can watch the James Bond movies and I can watch what else? There's an awful lot of historical movies that I've got, but some of them I've never. So what to get into? You've got to be in the right frame of mind to watch a good historical movie. What's the one with there's one with Brad Pitt in it, which is rather good, and there's a couple of Ridley Scott movies in there, some historical movies. But you really need to be in the right frame of mind to watch that sort of stuff. Sean Young, May the 3rd, Vietnam. Can't wait. Good for you, mate. Good place. Gemini Star, evening, Eddie. Evening. Okay. Paul Hoskin, hi Ed. What's the hottest temperature you've ever experienced? When I had that sandwich in Pattaya, well, oh God, I don't know that one. The hottest temperature you've ever experienced, God knows. I mean, it was apparently unbearable here in England last June and July, but I was in Romania at the time, so I think I missed it. Borders boy, nice to hear from you. Brian Street, 20 Celsius next Wednesday. Here? Really? Yeah, but well, hopefully it's not raining then anyway. Inbound sounds good enough, mate. Let's crack on. Okay. I thought we were. I mean, this is it. This is about as good as it gets, really. There's 84 people in the chat. I've got hot chocolate here. I definitely recommend that. Oh, that's bloody good. That is good. Seamus Doherty. Hey, did you see? Oh my God almighty. Seamus Doherty. Seamus Doherty. Did you see the pub getting raided by 6 cops? Because we don't actually say that word actually, but yeah, I know we don't actually say that word. Golly, we don't say the G word. Say that, but oh my God, what is the world coming to? And what is the world coming to? What is the world coming to? Okay, did I see that? Okay, did I see that? Let's see now. It's on there. Okay, it's there somewhere. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, now what Seamus is talking about is this news story. Essex pub landlady replaces golly doll collection that was seized by police. Now, okay, now let me just make it clear to anyone of an ethnic minority. This is not a racist channel. It's only a bit of a laugh. I'm just reporting what's in the news, but it's more, it's more politically correct stuff. These dolls, which are sort of, they're sort of black in appearance, they've been on Jam Jazz years ago. It was considered when they were on Jam Jazz for years, is it Robinson's Jam Jazz? And they were, kids have had them, these dolls for donkeys years, absolutely donkeys years. But now, like, it's not politically correct to have them. And this landlady, I'm not actually sure I can show you a picture, but this landlady in this pub is holding 3 of these dolls. Okay, apparently some people collect dolls. Not against. Some people collect dolls. Bernice Riley plans it. By the way, before I leave that one, some people collect it. Is it true, or was it a joke that I heard that Prince Randy Andy actually has a teddy bear collection? Is that true, or is that a joke? I heard that somewhere. Bernice Riley plans to display new dolls despite police investigation. Imagine, accusing him of an alleged hate crime. Apparently, collecting these dolls, and some of these dolls, if they're historical enough, maybe wear a bit of dust. Some people like to collect things, and she had them on display in the pub, and apparently the busies raided, and Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Let me say, a little bit more there. The landlady of public, okay. But she plans to display in defiance of a continuing investigation. So she's still going to keep these dolls up there. Last week, 4 Essex police officers and training seized all the dolls and showed the White Hart Inn and Grays as part of an investigation to alleged hate crime. The dolls divided opinion on Grays. On Tuesday, some pub regulars turned up to show support. Others expect their fury. Clutching an armful of the dolls, including 3 that are being donated by support. Oh, she's got more of these golly dolls now. She said, I'm going to put them back. I'm getting a notice printed saying she's actually got a notice in the pub saying we have golly dolls on display, and if you're offended, then don't come in. But someone went one better than that and called the police. Oh my God! If you don't like to make a walk out there, the pub's CCTV footage showed a man entering the pub on 1st of March, complaining about the dolls. Really? Let's read that bit again. The pub's CCTV footage showed a man entering the pub on the 1st of March, complaining about the dolls. The police told me he was the alleged victim of an alleged hate crime. Okay, enough of that. So it's all going a bit bizarre. I mean, what's going to happen next is somebody, in Liverpool, or going to have, Scouser dolls, and they're going to have, dolls with shell suits and curly blackness and moustaches on, and someone's going to call the police and say that's racist. Why is it racist? Why is it unpolitically correct? This pub landlady's got a load of Scouser dolls on complaint, and the cop scouts as well. There's all kinds of naughty substances in there. Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty! Which way is it? Where is the world going? Anyway, Stephen Sutty. Alan holding on to Ed, it's not totally out of the pram these days. It's your iPad in this day and age. Okay. Sean Harris, what is your opinion of good remakes on movies and bad remakes? Let's have a look. Anyone got any suggestion on that? That's a big question, that is. Ben Davies, you drinking Eddie? Hot chocolate, mate. Hot chocolate, you sexy thing. It's going down nice, going down nice. Paul Hoskin, the bar, Paul Hoskin, the barkers don't call me Big Daddy, they call me Giant Haystacks, okay. Ed Sweeney's 20 stone, there we go, wrestling and Kendo Nagasaki and all of that. Ed Sweeney's 20 stone white back in England. That hoodie is getting a few wears, isn't it? Well, it's not like you to say anything clean, is it? David Coleman, hi Eddie, I just walk in the door. Good Simon. Okay, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Ian Bowden, looking forward to watching the. I've got a picture of it, but I can't really put that picture on the screen because you know it's the visual impersonation which maybe get me into trouble. Ian Bowden, looking forward to watching the Jim Davidson latest bit of the pub dolls. Should be. I watched it myself. Jim Davis is bloody good, excellent. Moso Kenny, what's up, Eddie? How's the surprise you going? It's gone well, I don't feel any inclination to have a drink. I don't feel it. No, it's going well, mate. Not a problem. Sean Ellis, hot cross buns or scones and I don't have. I'd rather have hot cross buns with nice butter on them, but I'm not really having any of them. But I do eat too much toast. London Count Silence, Clint Eastwood, the mule, great mule. Jesus, he's bloody 90s, you know, isn't he? Tandra, hi Eddie, nice to see you. Hello, Tandra. When I was on Cheap Charlie's stream today, he goes by the name of Billy Blue. All of these people were saying, "Is that the real Steady Eddie?" And Tandra, he asked me to check that it was actually me. And that's even given a spanner moderated. So somebody was coming out with some nasty comments, so I put someone in timeout. You know, I don't have mods on my channel, but it was nice to feel like a little bit of the authority. But yeah, that was a good stream this afternoon. Really great stream. Really enjoyed that. I mean, the thing is, when I'm watching this stream on Pataya and Cheap Charlie does some great streams, really, I feel, I want to be, I want to be part of that scene again. You know what I mean? Boxing 14. It will be interesting to get your life story, Ed. It'll be way more interesting to us, and I have a feeling we'll learn a lot. It's not too exciting. Not too. There are bits and pieces. I done a video about alcohol, didn't I? So that's something anyway, isn't it? Stephen Tutty, what's happening with that ship to house all the illegal immigrants? Is it sunk? I think it's gone off the news for the moment, hasn't it? That will only house a tiny, tiny fraction. I mean, you know, with regards to that ship, I mean, it could be the tip of the iceberg, unless it doesn't go the same way as the Titanic. Bintman, what's your plans for this summer? Do you have any hobbies apart from travel? Travel and YouTube, they're my hobbies now. Summertime, I don't know, but I'm still, I'm not in a holiday frame of mind at the moment, because since the beginning of last year, which is only about 15 months ago, I've had 9 months holiday. So I've had me fill of travels and hotel rooms and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not in that frame of mind right now. But come the summer, could be heading to somewhere. You never know. David Coleman, Eddie, are you afraid to say the word they're part of English history? You have to be realistic, David, regardless of whether you have to play ball. You know what I mean? You have to be realistic. It is what it is. Top man, steady Eddie. Loved it. Okay, Fat Boy Slim, nice to hear from you. Paul Hoskin, they will stop calling them faggots in the supermarket soon. Delicious. That's the horrible. I've had them in the past, and I think I've only had them once. And I thought they were horrible. I thought they were bloody horrible. Sean Harris, Barbara Bach or Britt Eklund in their prime. Barbara Bach or Britt Eklund. Well, both of them were hot women. Barbara Bach played a great part in The Spy Who Loved Me. But I think, her movie sort of, she didn't really follow that up. Whereas Britt Eklund, she was an established, star. She was in a lot of things. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't say no to either of them. One of them ended up with Ringo Starr, didn't she? I think they're still married as far as I know. So, Simon House 41. Evening, Eddie, everyone. Okay, nice to hear from you, Simon. Nice to hear from you. Tanner. Yeah, Tandra says, oh, Eddie, I inherited the full collection, the figurine ones. Looks like a band, I think, from memory. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I seem to recall them. You used to have, with these gollies, you used to have them playing instruments, didn't you? A collection of them playing instruments. And yeah, I do remember something like that now. That's all. I mean, the age of innocence. I mean, it's sad the way things have come. Like, we're wiping out history because of political correctness. Richard Pepsi. Okay. Yeah, Ian Bowden. Benedict's been having mostly wall-to-wall sunshine for weeks now. I'd rather be there than here right now. Would you? Look, Benedict's a great place. I mean, I think this time of year though, the weather can be hit and miss, can't it? It's really, really nice now. But if you used to book a holiday for Benidorm in April, you don't really know. You could easily get rain. It does happen. But yeah, I wouldn't say no. I was watching what's her name's videos today. That woman Lucy. She's really, really good. She does some great videos. Really does some great videos in Benidorm. Very watchable. Paul Hoskin, they used to have them on jam jars. Yeah, of course they did. They were taken off years ago. David Coleman, yes, he can't go on. He's someone Prince. Is that true then? Is that true? Matthew Cartwright, good evening. Barry Harmon, he was looking at Biden arriving in Ireland. Call it day Day. I mean, Biden arriving in. I haven't actually followed that news. I know he's in Ireland, but it's too controversial, that one. Let's see. Let me see now. Bart Simpson, good film. 7 with Brad Pitt. Great film. Actually, I think I do have that in my DVD collection. The only movies I can watch now are on DVD. I can't watch Netflix or Amazon because, until the internet gets replaced. 7. Is that the thing is, I'm not too keen on those serial killer movies. I mean, it's I'm not really too keen on them. A bit grim, bit of a grim subject, that one. Let's see. David Coleman says 7 days in Tibet. 7 days in Tibet, good movie. I also read the book. 7 years in Tibet. I'm not sure I've seen that one, but I'm not sure that I've seen that one. But yeah, that's good. Sean Harris, Bo Derek, or Linda Carter. Oh, I wouldn't say no to either. Linda Carter was a lovely Wonder Woman, wasn't she? Whereas Bo Derek, I mean, absolutely wouldn't say no to either of them. Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson, hottest I've been, Lefkas in July, 110 Fahrenheit, and Starfish beat Vietnam. Our Starfish beat Vietnam 110. The thing is, in Britain, like, I think they often exaggerate. You know, when we get a heat wave, they say this is the hottest on record, you know, since 1930. It's a load of rubbish. They do the same stuff like that every year. So, you know, don't lose your believe. Okay. What's this? Inbound, have you not one but two screens at TV and laptop, both out of sync with each other? You just an advert on TV screen, but not on laptop. Very bizarre stuff. You're now entering the twilight zone. It's going to Gemini Star. It's going to be the Ching Chang wallet, the Ching Chang wallet. Those that world is going mad. Absolutely. Oh, and another one that I thought of. Something else that's going to. Have you noticed it tends to be females who take offence. You know, not so many females present, but you know, a lot of things like the Big Daddy steak. I don't see any males taking offence to anything being called the booby trap. Do any males, you know, take offence to anything being called a booby trap or the booby prize? I've yet to hear anyone mention anything unpolitically correct about that. You know, Paul Oscar collected the dolls. Good for you, mate, if that's what you like. Okay, Sean Harris. We'll put that one on the screen because that's one that I've seen. Sean Harris, Rollerball remake 2002. Awful. Yeah, it was fairly awful, that one. And what was really disappointing about it is that I had an idea that it might improve on the original, because the original Rollerball, 1974, was it? That was a very, very disappointing movie. Let me just see. Let me get the rest of this. The original Rollerball was disappointing because the idea behind it was absolutely fantastic. They had a really good cast with James Caan and a few other people. And the actual idea, the story behind Rollerball was wonderful. And that should have been a spectacular movie. But I think they got the wrong director, because that movie was dull and boring, that original role. That should have been really exciting and thrilling, you know, but it was a really dull and boring movie. And one of the most disappointing science fiction movies, you know, really ever. And that's why I thought if it was remade, the remake might be better, but that one wasn't better. So you never know, they might make another remake and it could be third time lucky. Jason Fitz, Eddie, I love Songran. Good for you. Good for you. What is this? David Coleman says, David Coleman, great that you'd have to drink, Eddie, but this will not last when you're on holiday. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. At least if I can get back in England, at least if I can get this under control. It's a big step. It's a big step. Rick, he says, welcome to the snitchation room. Okay. Mr. 70% I'm rich. Okay. The real Dutch Frank, Eddie explains the power of his spanner. Yeah, Chief Charlie gave me a spanner just to prove that it was the real steady Eddie. But that was quite. That was a really good. Enjoyed that stream. Mister No Balls. Okay. Boo-hoo, good evening. Oasis 94, all right, Eduardo, okay. Oasis were good in 1994. They were really good. When they came out in the mid-1980s, Oasis were brilliant. They were really, really brilliant. There's only one thing about Oasis. They had a little bit much of that Beatles tribute sort of stuff. But I thought, you know, they'll grow out of that Beatles stuff. But after the first couple of albums, they didn't grow out of it. They seemed to go further back into it. And that's why I thought, no, not cool anymore. Richard Starland is in the first world country. Look at this quality of internet. Yeah, Richard, he said that what country when the internet is worse in Mumbai? I'm in the exotic destination of the southwest of England. Boohoo Carver. Ricky, do you have a real job in the UK? We said, well, I must have done something to me bloody life, wasn't I? Ken Christopherson, Eddie and guys, is the connection bad? Or is it? It was all right before because no one was moaning about it. But apparently, the internet, right? For those who don't know, this internet has gone lousy. It's an outdated system. So I am getting a new internet, a new up-to-date thing. It's called fiber, but it's not coming until the beginning of May. So that's another 3 weeks away. So just got to grin and bear it, really. I mean, I thought of not doing the streams, but as long as you can hear me and I can read comments and we can have a bit of a laugh, then why the hell not? AJ, any ideas in the car you may be getting? I also need one, but don't know what to get. To be honest with you, I mean, a car will be an unnecessary expense for me. It'll just be, it'll just be something that will. I don't really need a car, so I mean, it'll probably be sitting on the bloody driveway most of the time, costing me money. So I'm not really in any, I'm not really in any. Let's see, Christopher, guys, it's Eddie's new internet connection in 3 weeks. That's why it's a bad connection. Okay. Yeah, boxing 14. Ed, have you heard of the new driverless buses being rolled out? I think this is going to be a good thing. The new driverless buses. Is this ever going to happen? How the hell could it possibly happen? I mean, driverless cars. We've been told for the last few years that driverless cars are coming next year, and that was about bloody five years ago. Driverless cars are going to be hitting the roads. It's never going. Look at the state of the roads. State of the bloody roads. All the potholes and all the potholes and the and the road traffic. They're always digging the roads up, and I still see how it's going to happen. I think it's still driverless. Most of us watching this will be dead before bloody driverless cars come out. I'm not saying that modern technology isn't wonderful. I mean, look at mobile phones. Look what we can do with the internet. We couldn't have done this years ago. I mean, modern technology is wonderful, but when it comes to physical, roads, I mean, those roads need improving before you can do anything, before you can start putting driverless cars in them or anything. I mean, bloody, you got like these sat navs and and everything. They'll tell you when there's roadworks ahead. Are these sat navs and things really going to tell you when there's a bloody big pothole in the road that only happened last night? I think it's a pipe dream, really. David Heisenberg, lookalike, Russell. Okay, good evening. Nice to hear from you, mate. The real Dutch Farang. Good to hear from you. Yeah, what is this now? What is this now? Let me see now. Can't get that one on the screen. Oh, yeah. David Coleman, next day we'll ban the Bob Marley posters. No, I mean, Bob Marley is a human being. I mean, Bob Marley, and he's a lot of the image of Bob Marley is very, very iconic, with his dreadlocks and all that. So I don't think that will get banned. I mean, because it's just like, those dolls and, oh, Jesus Christ, they're wiping out history. They're wiping out history by banning that. Let me see. David Coleman's got a 4-cylinder Toyota Corolla, best car I ever owned. All right, good for you. Good for you. Quinn FC, I watched Lucy and Benidorm. Yes, she's really good. Very, very enthusiastic. Has a great channel. Really, really good. Sean Harris, do you remember a movie called The Mechanic, 1972, with Charles Bronson? We'll put that on the screen there. Do you remember a movie called The Mechanic? Yeah, absolutely. I think that was a Michael Winner film. And Michael Winner, doesn't have the most finesse, but a lot of his movies that he made with Bronson were very successful. I mean, that was a great movie, The Mechanic. Bronson played the hitman, and Jan Michael Vincent played the his protege. But I actually think the remake was better. The remake with Jason Statham, and I don't know what the other actor's name was, but the remake with Jason Statham is Jason Statham is like the modern Charles Bronson, and he's been in so many great movies, terrific movies. I actually watched both of them recently. I watched the first mechanic with Jason Statham, and the remake is also very, very good. So yeah, I mean, Bronson made a lot of great movies, but he also made a lot of forgettable ones. Let me see. Here we go. Ian Bowden, I have nothing to worry about CCTV unless I get Nick for pissing in the air as is fresh veg. You don't know. I did that in Pattaya recently. I was on my way back to the hotel, and the hotel was quite a long way from Soy Picao late at night. And I just burst everyone. I just whipped it. I want to see nobody around the time. And then I realized I was in front of a hairdresser, and they could have bloody CCTV there. Jesus Christ. Oh, well, when that happens, you wonder who's watching this. They're going to make a little mini movie of it. Ken Christopherson. Let me see. Where are we? Ken Christopherson, Eddie Phil, End of Days. You've been there. Great film. End of Days. I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, let's see. Let me see. Boxing 14. Ed, I heard the women in Vietnam aren't as friendly and welcoming as Thailand. Is this true? No, it's definitely not true. Definitely not true. The women in Vietnam, they're wonderful people. Some of the girls that you meet in Vietnam, in fact, the people in Vietnam generally are absolutely terrific. They're every bit as friendly as the Thais. They're absolutely wonderful. I met some. Vietnam's a wonderful country. I've been there quite a lot of times, and from north to south, and I'd go there again, and wonderful. The Vietnamese women are every bit as friendly as the Thais, and so the Cambodian ladies as well. They're all terrific, lovely ladies. Mister, got that Toyota rumor, bought a Chinese totem, but lost my balance. And the battery in garage becoming a bomb. Okay. AG is Action Man doll being banned, yeah. Action Man, put that on the screen there. Action Man doll being banned, yeah. No, not as far as I know. Who had an Action Man? I had an Action Man. I had lots of Action Men, and they really cast in on the action men, didn't they? They must have made a fortune in that company because they had all the action men that kids wanted with the latest, army uniform and the Queen's Guards and all this kind of stuff. I mean, what are they going to make a trans action man next? Is that on the menu? I haven't heard about anything like that, but it wouldn't bloody surprise me. Delayed Dave, nice to hear from you. Let's get that on the screen. Hang on, what day is it? I'm high, but happy to see a bonus stream. That's this not a bonus. I do Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 10 o'clock. Nice to hear from you, Dave. Anyway. The real touch for I know mentioned many times by Heath. I talk about Ted Heath. He was a bit of a dubious character, wasn't he? Gemini Star and London Cab say Lexus is a wonderful car. Okay, never driven one. Let me see. Okay. Oh my God! I've heard everything now. I've heard everything about. No wonder you're out of sync, Ed. I was watching last night's stream on TV while watching you now on my laptop. What a plonk. Like it, like it. We've all done things like that. We've all done stuff like that. Mister, where's Gaz 77? He's knocking off some grandmother that he met in Asda. David Coleman, you guys complain about the weather. I was in Churchill, Marabita. That was minus 35 Celsius. Jesus Christ. I think that'd be quite fun though, as long as it was snowing, you could wrap up well, in a nice big fur coat or so. Fake fur coat. I mean, a fake, no, not a real one, fake one. Let's see now. What have we got? Quinn of say, one day at a time, Ed. Don't think about drinking on holiday. Just plan for the day and get your head in the pillow sober, and you've done another day, mate. Funnily enough, I've been waking up with something that feels like a hangover. I don't know if it's the diet lemonade that gives you hangovers or something. Yeah, Sean Harris. Sean Harris, tough question, but what weapon would you prefer in a zombie holocaust? I'd tell you what I do know. I'm not sure what. It'd have to be something bloody good and powerful, a Magnum 44 or something like that. It must be heavy because even Clint had to hold it with both hands, didn't he? But it's just a lot of all these science fiction, like the Star Wars movies. I mean, super advanced in the future, and yet their guns that they have, their ray guns, are absolutely bloody useless. It takes about 100 shots to actually kill somebody. So, they can't be very powerful. I mean, sod all those ray guns and all of that in the heavens. I mean, give me a bloody good Magnum 357 any day. Absolutely any day. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Mr. Fancy Chocolate with Salsda. David Coleman, Churchill, Manitoba is in Canada. I'm sure it's a lovely place. Who's this? Let me see. Michael Wilkins, just read Jack Carews on the road. I'm going traveling. Retire first. Denver and San Francisco can wait. Oh, okay. That sounds good for you, mate. Good for you. Good for you. Absolutely. Hey, Bob and Lucy, Benidorm enthusiast. Yeah, very, very good info. Very good info. Boxing 14. Let's see. Boxing 14. Ed, what are your thoughts on the Great Reset and what life will be like in 2023? Well, we're in 2023 now, and it's crap, really. But what are your thoughts on the Great Reset? Well, we've actually discussed this. We have actually discussed this on this program, the Great Reset, where we've talked about that. The WWF and Klaus Schwab and all those bloody cronies all those rich cronies who want to be a part of it. And I think their aim is if ever anything is developed which can give you eternal life, them bastards want to be the first ones to get it. They want it exclusively to belong to them. But we have actually discussed that on a previous stream. It's all a bit creepy, really. It's all a bit creepy. It reminds me of, it's probably not far away from that bloody Scientology shite that that some of them go into. I don't know how the hell they get suckered into stuff like that. It's maybe it's because they're so filthy rich that and their life is perfect that they run out of ideas about what to do with all the money. Andrew Johnson, nice to hear from you, Andrew. Nice to hear from you. Okay, Andrew Johnson, good morning from Bangkok. I hope you're well, mate. Bloody hot here. Oh, well, great to hear from you. I've met Andrew a couple of times. He's been on a couple of the videos, and he's very, very happy with his new life in Thailand. So good for you, and good for you, Andrew. Bloody hot. And funny enough, I mean, like I said before, I've had my travels quite recently, but watching, Chief Charlie stream to death, I want to be part of that again. I want to be part of all of that again. I am missing Thailand. Yeah, it's still early days. But anyway, have a great day, mate. John K. Eddie, where I live, they have robots delivering food from the co-op. They can even cross the road. Really, everything will be driverless. I suppose there are some things that there are. I mean, drones. Drones. And didn't Amazon say that they were gonna, deliver everything by drone? But I think that idea went out the window. Went down the Swanee River. I don't think we're really ready for that sort of stuff yet. I mean, even a lot of people slate electric cars, simply because the infrastructure in Britain, I don't know what it's like in America, but apparently in Britain, if you've got an electric car, the infrastructure just isn't there for it now. I know the McMaster, the very, very good YouTuber, drove from Land's End to John O'Groats and the other way around. But he said when you come to charge up your electric car, it can be a bloody nightmare in some remote areas, simply because they don't have the charging facilities. So it's a great idea, brilliant idea, and I'm all for it. The modern world, robots and everything, doing all the work for us. But I still think it'll be a long way off, really, before we see it commonplace. Nice to hear from you anyway, John. Let me see. Okay. Mark Bertel, a Kia Picanto, cheap road tax, cheap insurance. It's cheap. I've never had one of them. I never had any idea, inclination for one of them. I think I probably not really like the look of them. Yeah, Nicholas says, Vietnam woman, very romantic. Vietnamese girls are great, absolutely terrific. Love it. Some lovely Vietnamese girls, really, really lovely. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Oh Jesus, I'm missing her. I'm missing Southeast Asia. Yeah. So Nicholas says Vietnam women are very romantic and go for hours. And that second bit isn't the same as your first bit, is it? But I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. Good for you. Good for you. The real Dutch Farang says, I mean, Heath, the movie. I thought you were talking about Ted Heath, that dubious prime minister that we had. I can't really talk about what's going on in that conflict in Eastern Europe. Yeah, David Combs, transaction man, lady was going on. Okay, we've got a good question coming up soon. Anyway, we've got a good question. Boxing, boxing 14. Do you sleep better without the alcohol? Funnily enough, do you know when I gave up the alcohol, and it was last week completely. But I've been off it but piece by piece. But it was last week, about 9 days ago, when I finally came off it completely. I thought like it's got to just stop me from sleeping well, but it hasn't made any difference. When I'm tired, I go to sleep. It hasn't been a problem at all, really. So I sleep better without the alcohol. The same, really. Only difference is I don't wake up with hangovers, although I do wake up a little bit groggy. Maybe I'm drinking too much of that bloody diet lemonade or cola. Maybe that does something to you. But no, it hasn't really made any difference, funnily enough. What is this, though? Nicholas, steady as you like, a yellow weather warning for wind covering Northern Ireland, along with London and Southeast England, Southwest England, and Wales is also in place. Oh, don't you just love it here? Don't you just love it? This is supposed to be the spring. But like I said earlier, if you get a wet spring, then maybe it bodes well for a dry summer. Whereas the other way around, if you get a dry spring, you might end up with a crap summer. Michael Wilkins, Keir Starmer can't define a woman. He should go to retire. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You get a bit confused there and bloody bit tired sometimes as well, funnily enough. Paul Hoskin, did you pass your driving test first time? Yes. Gemini Star, Barbie girl at the PP. Oh, Christ almighty. Yeah, boxing 14. Boxing 14. Eddie, what's your guilty pleasure movie, music or artist? Carly and over. I suppose my guilty pleasure movie would be I quite like some of the Star Wars and some of the big scale science fiction movies, which are obviously aimed at a teenage audience. I mean, funnily enough, do you know something? When Star Wars came out in like 76, 77. I think it was 76. It might have been a phenomenon in America. It eventually came to Britain, and I seem to recall it was Christmas 77. And British film critics were really, really snobby in those days. You know, they preferred bloody, these obscure French films with subtitles. They're really snobby in those days. But I seem to recall that when Star Wars came to Britain, it actually got a lot of hostile reviews. A lot of snobby British critics actually branded it a children's movie. They actually said that it was very, very, it was a very, and that was a terrible thing to brand a movie, because that meant, adults should feel guilty for going to watch it, which is absolute rubbish, of course. I like some of the Star Wars movies simply because, the actual, the effects and it's like as if you're watching, if you see it on a big screen, it's like as if you're actually believing that there is this crazy world out there. So I do enjoy some of those, and some of the other sci-fi movies I like quite a lot. Music or artists, Kylie Minogue for me. Kylie, I wouldn't say no to Kylie. Oh, she's sexy little. I'm not a big fan of her music, but sexy little creature. I love Kylie. Absolutely love Kylie. She's very iconic look. I mean, she's got that kind of look where you see certain women, you think she looks a bit like a Kylie Minogue. She's got a very, very iconic look about her. Love her. Absolutely. I wouldn't say no to Kylie. Definitely. Bin man, I'm joining you with a lovely hot chocolate myself right now, Ed. Okay. Seamus Doherty. What is this? Seamus Doherty. Thai women. It doesn't come up on the screen. Thai women are overrated compared to the neighboring countries. I think because Thai is a more popular destination and people are more familiar with Thai women and they're more abrasive. But those neighboring countries, got some lovely ladies as well, as well. Gemini Star, heat wave in Thailand. People are dying of heat stroke. Well, wasn't where we told that in Britain last year for about 2 weeks. Eugene Fences, have you caught any Eat Sleep Bangkok streams hosted by some of you? No, I haven't seen those. I haven't seen it. What is this now? What is this? Okay. David Coleman, I had to take a night course and pass 3 tests to get my gun and hunting license in Canada. Americans just walk in and buy a gun. Oh, it's very, very sad what's happening. It's happened again, hasn't it, in Kentucky? Yeah, and that's very, very sad. But I don't know. So something tells that that's never going to end. You're never going to see an end to those mass shootings. Sean Harris. Did you enjoy the Confessions movies with Timmy Lee, Robin Ashford? Thought Linda Hayden as the policewoman in Window Clean was super. Linda Hayden, she was only a young chick here, but she liked getting the kit off. She got a kit off in other movies before the Confessions. There was one of them. There's a movie. There's a movie, and it goes back as far as 1970. When and she appeared in a wonderful full frontal scene in a horror movie called Blood on Satan's Claw. If you've never seen that one, you'll check that one out. You can actually get it on YouTube. You can actually get that movie on YouTube, and that bit where she's full frontal, you might find yourself rewinding that bit and watching it again and again and again. Oh, absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I like the confessions movies. Yeah, they were good fun, and all the women were hairy in those days. They were hairy, nice and hairy. No tattoos, no silicone, nice and hairy. They were real women. I absolutely loved them. Those were the days. Mark Allen, great to hear from you, Mark. How's it going? Good evening, Eddie. The snow is melting. The temperature here in Minneapolis, Minnesota is 8. Jesus, that's good. Didn't you say it was 70 yesterday? It's 80 now. Oh, we could do with a bit of that. We've still got our heating on back here in England, and it's just rain. It's awful there. But the snow is melting. Nice warm, hot temperature. Sounds fantastic. Anyway, great to hear from you, Mark. Anyway, Paul Oskin, UK has a problem with knives. Oh, I know. David Cohn, big problem with knife crime in the UK. It tends to be in the inner cities. It tends to be in certain areas, doesn't it, that though, Michael Wilkins. I knew a cameraman worked on a Kylie video. She stripped to her knickers, and members of the film crew disappeared for a wank. Okay. In that case, I'll be back in a moment. Oh, what was that again? Kylie Minogue stripping to her knickers, and oh my God, oh God, sorry about that, guys. Oh, couldn't resist that. Okay, where are we now? David Eisenberg lookalike during the Cuban camera. Okay, let me see now. Let me see. AJ, Eyes Wide Shut was a good film. I've got that one on DVD, and I watched that, but no, I mean, a good movie. Not when you compare it to the master Stanley Kubrick. I mean, that man was amazing. He made such an amazing variety of movies over that period in terms of the 1950s. It was actually a disappointing end to Stanley Kubrick's career. It was a strange film. It was watchable and atmospheric. One thing about it, the women were really, really hairy. I mean, Kubrick obviously, he liked a bit. He obviously liked a bit of that. I mean, it was very, very hairy, but I mean, I thought it was cringe. It was cringe making that movie. Really, it's watchable, but it's cringe, and it was not. The Man Who Gave the World, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Spartacus, Doctor Strangelove, Clockwork Orange. I mean, Eyes Wide Shut was not a good, fitting end to the amazing career of Stanley Kubrick. Michael Gineas, okay, there you go. Mike says, "Even Eddie, glad to see you're sipping the lemonade, mate. Well done, keep it up. Just watch the carbohydrates. You did. I've not really reduced my food. I've been really, really enjoying my food. Really enjoying it. I've been having big daddy steak dinners and chicken roast and other stuff. I've been really, really enjoying my food, but I haven't really been cutting down my food. But I've obliterated the alcohol, so that is a fairly major step for now. That is really, really a major step. I've obliterated the alcohol, but yeah, you're right. Sooner or later, I want to do something about carbohydrates. And nice to hear from you anyway, mate. Travel and milkshake. Will things keep escalating with Russia, China, America? Have you heard of any digits that maybe placed a world dollar goals? Let's put that on the screen. We'll put it on the screen. We can get away with that one. Travel and milkshake. Will things keep escalating with Russia, China, and America? They're not going to go. They're not going to. They don't look like they're all about to shake hands at any moment soon, do they? Have you heard of a new digital currency that may replace the world dollar called CBDC Freedom? Will be over once money goes digital. Well, it's strange. But I mean, when I first heard of Bitcoin, it was about 15 years ago. I thought, what the hell's this? And that went massively up, but then it's coming down. I don't know. I'm not an investor in that way, to be honest with you. Gemini Star, I'll definitely join the queue for Kylie Minogue. Paul Hoskin, Barbara Windsor, or Hattie. Oh, I think Barbara definitely there. Bottle Baby, I think when America's in that gun law, the Chinese are taking over. Interesting idea. Yeah, Ian Bowden, good question. This. Yeah, Ian Bowden, what do you think of Labour's rhetoric towards Sunak's apparently weak justice system in Labour's latest? I think it's a bit low life, really. I mean, Labour's rhetoric, saying that Rishi Sunak doesn't want to see, bloody people people who have committed sex crimes. He doesn't want to see them go to prison. All of this, Labour, all of that Gruben gang stuff. Most of them took place in Labour communities. So anyone who thinks that if Labour got in power, which is what their aim is, they're trying to rubbish the opposition. Anyone who thinks Labour is going to be tougher on crime, load of bollocks, absolute load of bollocks. They're just trying I think it's a bit of a dirty trick. And I think Labour have come off worse, really. I think, it just shows how snaky Labour are, to be honest with you. Sean Harris, Linda Bellinger was in the Confessions movie. She was also in the Oxo. Yeah, she was in an awful lot. She was in an awful lot. She was in an awful lot of TV. She was in episodes of The Sweeney and stuff like that. Yeah, very, very popular. And she liked getting the kit out as well, the titties out as well. Good for it. Good for it. Mark Oleg, clear skies. Mark Oleg, that's fantastic. Mark Oleg. Minnesota, snow, clear skies, and a hot temperature. That sounds bloody good to me, that. I wouldn't say no to that. Better than what we've got here. Rain all the time. Gemini star Barbara wins in the 20s. David Heisenberg, lookalike. I saw Blood on Satan's Claw. It was great. Yeah, good horror movie, and also Linda's full frontal scene. Wonderful. Seen it once or twice, or is that once or twice thousands? Yeah, the squeaky door is back. Yeah, absolutely. David Coleman, digital country real dangerous all smashed. As your squeaky door run off at the rusty gate at the end of the road. No, it's still there. Yeah, Ian Barton's coming out with some great questions here. Ian Barton, unless you were a multi-millionaire, can you describe anything that has improved our lives in the last 13 years of this government's power? What has improved our lives? Well, I mean, I won't say that Brexit has improved our lives, because it doesn't bloody look like it to me. We've got more immigration and more problems than ever before. Let's see. Well, I'm not a multi-millionaire, so I can't. That one goes out the window. Is anything improved our lives? I can't really think of anything. Really. I can't really think about anything. I mean, life is, life is, in the UK, I'm just glad that I don't stay in the UK all the time, because it'd be fairly grim. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to skip through a little teensy bit of it. Stacey Turner, nice to hear from you. Stacey Turner, nice to hear from you. Okay, good to hear. Okay, just come on YouTube and you're live for the change. Yeah, I'm live Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Now, and I know this internet is crap. It's absolute rubbish. But I have got the internet man coming around beginning of May, which is in about 3 weeks' time. So hopefully it's going to be good then. Cadbury's hot chocolate, lovely stuff. In Thailand till I die, Prisoners of Midnight Express, wonderful. Well, absolutely wonderful film. Let me see. Yeah, David Coleman. Strange Love was a great movie. It was a wonderful movie. How many parts did Peter Sellers play? Mark Alex says 3. Yeah, yes, okay. It's time that I watched that movie again. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so anyway, let's just skip through a little bit. Okay. Michael Janeo says, I've lived in the UK now 10 years, and standard of living has really dropped since 2013. You guys are great. Well, and I know that the bills have gone up. The bills now for fuel and heating bills are absolutely awful, absolutely dreadful. Okay, Mark, I'm more into Louise Brooks. Don't actually know that one. Don't actually know that. Must check it out. Okay, let's have a big question. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Well, not that one. Let's see. Where are we now? Okay, now here's a question for you. Okay, so now much has been said about immigrants coming over in dinghies, and you know how everyone's talking about this sort of stuff. There was a report out today. That Louise Brooks, Michael Denier says Louise Brooks was a man. I've never actually heard of her before. But I'm gonna have to investigate that one. Louise Brooks. I'm gonna have to investigate that one. What's the first book? Ian Bowden, what's the fuss about Carly? I'm 6 foot. It would be like no. Carly's lovely. Carly's absolutely lovely. Okay, so anyway, a lot of people are banging on about immigrants coming across in dinghies, quite rightly so. Nigel Farage was mentioned today that a report says that it's in one of the newspapers that an estimated 19 terrorists have arrived in dinghies. After people, I think it's so far this year. That's probably just the tip of the iceberg. How would they know that? How would they know this? And anyway, but you can bet that amongst these people arriving in bloody dinghies into England, that some of them are going to be terrorists, and they're going to want to do us harm. But anyway, they've been put in hotels recently at a cost of £6 million a day to the British taxpayer, which is an awful stuff. But these hoteliers have got a lot to answer for. These hotels are obviously getting big backhanders from the British government for housing these these illegal immigrants. But wait a minute, these hotels are no angels. Before they were housing illegal immigrants, they were housing something else. I know of a number of hotels in my area where before it was topical about the immigrants being put in hotels, they were housing dossers, British white dossers. You know, people who come out of prison and had nowhere to stay. These places, these dosser houses were housing these people. Now imagine if you owned a nice house in a nice area and there was a little small hotel right next to you, and all of a sudden you see loads of dossers hanging about outside, fighting in the streets and smoking and doing all kinds of illegal things. You would be absolutely horrified. So the idea that these were nice hotels until the illegals come in, no, there was something in between. So the question is, hang on a minute. Probably a bit of a strange question. Okay, here we go. There we go. I'll book this for the question. Who would you rather stay in a nearby hotel, immigrants or British dossers? Okay, anyone got an answer to that one? Yeah, McLaren F1 race tied the immigrants up. Okay, Michael Wilkins, Ed, I must go booze. I'm going to listen to Scott McKenzie, San Francisco, wonderful. And BG's Massachusetts, also wonderful. Good night, okay? Have a nice evening. Yeah, AJ, it's the government's fault. They want them all here for the cheap labour. Is that really the reason? I don't know. I think it's just because we're a bloody soft touch. And we've got this European Human Rights Act that says that, we've got to have them. We can't turn them away because we're bastards if we do so. Let's see. Matthew Carter, at least English dossers are our problem. We shouldn't be having the third world too. It's literally an invasion. Yeah, it is an invasion. But on a personal level, now I know somebody. I know a guy who lives in quite a nice area. It's on a main road near in the area where I live, and he has a nice house. He's getting on a bit. I mean, his house is where the nice money. Just a few doors up from him, there was an old hotel there. And for years, that old hotel has been turned into a halfway house, which is a place where yobbos who come out of prison and have got nowhere to stay, they house them there until they can find their own accommodation, which a lot of them bloody don't, because they're all into drugs and alcoholics and crime and heinous behaviour. Now, imagine the people who live in that area have seen the value of their houses go down because that Doss house is well known as a Doss house. Forget immigrants. I'm not talking about immigrants here. I'm talking about white British Dosses. And this particular Doss house is quite notorious in the town where I live. They've had fighting in the streets. They've had police raids every bloody night. Imagine all of a sudden. So these hoteliers and the government who give them backhanders have got a lot to answer for. I mean, personally, in the town where I live, there isn't that much of an ethnic community, and yet when I walk through the town, if I'm talking on my mobile phone, I have to be looking around me because if any of these doctors spot my mobile phone, they'll probably come up to me and say, "Hey mate, can you do us a favour? Can I borrow your phone? I need to make an urgent call." And then I'll say, "No, you can't. Go away." And then they'll pick a bloody argument with it. That's what they do. That's what these Dossers do. These Dossers harass decent, hard-working people. These Dossers do not want to work. They want to hang around and they want to sponge off others. So, I mean, I wouldn't want immigrants. I wouldn't want immigrants, unknown asylum seekers living near to me. But I wouldn't want British Dossers living there either. I think that they're just as bad, or if not worse. Okay. Anyway, there we go. Gemini Star, neither. Tandra, neither. Absolutely. Traveling milkshake, immigrants anytime. Yeah, Barry for me, Barry for me standards. Barry for me standards. Barry for me standards. Immigrants, at least some of them are nice. British Dossers are all scum. Yeah, I agree. They are all scum. Very nice. He said, Britain is a rich country. Britain's a rich country. If you want to work and do a job in there's loads of work out there right now. When I was brought up in the hardships of Liverpool, it was deep in recession. I couldn't get a job anywhere. I went to college, I got qualifications, but I still couldn't get a job. So I had to move south and look for work. I did what Norman Tebbit said, get on your bike and look for work. I look for work, and that's why I've been working during my adult life. And even now at my age, if I wanted a job, I could go and get one. I could go and get a job without a bloody problem. These British Dossers, a lot of these people are half my age, and yet they say they can't get a job, and that's why they're wandering around the town centre trying to scab money off people. They think people like you and me owe them money. We owe them money. And when they get that money, what are they going to spend it on? Bloody drugs and booze. No sympathy for them. No sympathy for them at all. Okay. Bottle Baby says neither also. Gary Hughes, not arrogant. London cab Thailand. My daughter can't even get on a housing list. Broken Britain. Michael Janae's immigrants any day. Do you know what? Immigrants, do you know something? I mean, I wouldn't want either of them. I mean, any illegal, I just wouldn't want to, but they're all as bad as each other. But I hope that if this Rwanda farce, the idea of putting people on airplanes and shipping them out to, flying them out to Rwanda, never to come back. I mean, it's all a load of, claptrap. It'll probably never happen. But if it did happen, not only should there be immigrants put on the plane, they should take some of our British Dossers and bung them on the plane as well. Get them out of here. They may be born in this country, but British Dossers are no good to anyone. They're no good to anyone. Okay. Yeah, Ed Sweeney's. Ed Sweeney's 20 stone white back in it. Nice to hear from you, my darling. Immigrants. Expert says immigrants, British dossers are being brought up in a country where they could be anything they want, but yet choose to be dossers. That is the most intelligent thing my 20-stone wife has ever said. That's good. That's good. That's good. And I absolutely agree. I've mentioned this before, but you see a lot of those dossers. A lot of those are young, healthy people. They look healthy. They look bloody fitter than I've ever felt in my life. They could go and do a job. I seen one guy, a young guy who'd been caught shoplifting, and he was running away. They actually stripped his shirt off and his jacket off to see if he had any other goods on him. And he ran away out of the department store. And my God, he looked like an Olympic athlete. He was actually built like a bloody triathlete or a decathlon athlete. He looked like he was big and strong enough to do any job. There was probably loads of jobs out there waiting for him. And yet he didn't want to do that. He wanted to rob from department stores and take drugs and all this kind of stuff. No sympathy for them. No sympathy for them. Let me see, what have we got here? Oh, Matthew Cartwright, immigrants are being caught hanging around schools and come on, dossers are just bums. That's an opinion. That's probably a valid opinion. Get a lot of them out of here. Get a lot of them. Put them all on a barge. I mean, the immigrants and the bloody dossers. A lot of them about. Yeah, that's a good valid point, Matthew. McLaren F1 race, bullets are cheap and plentiful to buy, and let's face it, does anybody really care about them? Paul Hoskin, let's all go to Albania, see how they like it. Okay. David Coleman, put them up in prison ships like in the 1800s. Okay, like Mutiny on the Bounty. Get them out there. Let them get some breadfruit for us. London Cab, Thailand, 2 hotels near me, rubbish everywhere. That must be terrible, because a lot of these small hoteliers, and I actually knew some of these small hoteliers where I live, and a lot of these small hoteliers had their own little collect. There's a pub where I live, where it was like a magnet for them. They used to go to this pub, and all these small hoteliers used to meet each other. They had a little bit of a cliquey crowd, and I knew some of them, and some of them were seemed to be nice people, and yet they've sold out. There's a number of hotels I can think of which used to be nice little hotels with a nice little regular clientele, and then the next thing you know, they're selling out. You got bloody dossers. I know of a hotel in the town centre where they had security guards on the door of the hotel. They had to have security because these dossers, white British dossers, are always fighting with each other and causing mayhem and everything. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's see. David Eisenberg, if Brexit was done correctly, the ECHR, I think it's called, we could send them all back. But the Cons did not do Brexit right, as with Nigel Farage, 20 to 25 years compared to Cons 0 time. Nigel Farage is right that they need. Nigel said he'll only take any ideas seriously if you can get rid of that ECHR, that European Court of Human Rights, because as long as that's there, they're always going to pull a fast one on us and say we can't ship them out, we can't fly them out, we can't do this or that. Yeah, there's a good comment there. David Coleman, some immigrants are good people. I feel safe with the ones we get in Toronto. Okay, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of immigrants are really, really good. I'm sure a lot of them, most of them probably contribute to the economy, but you always get the riffraff. I mean, you get the riffraff amongst them, the same as you get riffraff amongst the bloody white British people. Really. Yeah, let's see. In Thailand till I die. Okay. Well, let's see. A little bit slow this. Okay, in Thailand till I die. Hotels are for business people, holiday makers who pay for their rooms out of their own pockets, not for lazy work, child desert, or illegal immigrants. Absolutely. I mean, I heard the report the other day saying it was terrible that this family, and I think this family had children as well, they arrived at a hotel. I think they arrived at this hotel that they'd stayed in before, only to find that that it was full of illegal immigrants. They'd still got their room waiting, but the hotel hadn't told them that. Oh, by the way, you do know that this is housing illegal immigrants right now. You know, I mean, that is truly terrible. But I know of cases where hotels have been turned into DOS houses for white British people. And you've had the case where an old lady has turned up to this hotel and to find out that she's surrounded by bloody dossers at the breakfast table. I mean, how terrible is that? Smashed. If you get Basil Fawlty managing the hotels there, that will sort them out. That'll be bloody funny. That would be fun. It just wouldn't be allowed. I mean, his episode with the Germans, when he's tormenting the Germans, was my favourite episode. Absolutely wonderful. But Jesus Christ, an episode with Basil Fawlty and the immigrants, that would be a classic. Paul Hoskin, give each one of them a cent. Matthew Cartwright. Let's see. Matthew Cartwright, mandatory military service for DOSers. Now, we spoke about this last week, didn't we? I mean, the fact is, if you had a young teenage son or daughter who was a really, really decent person, would you want them to be fighting or serving in the army alongside DOSers? Lazy bastards who had a drug addiction and used to live in that lifestyle. You should only put DOSers in the army or in the forces if you put them all together. Keep them away from the decent young people who go in the army. But then again, if you put them all together, they're all just going to congregate and get up to the same harness. You can't win. Win. I suppose you could make out of the DOSes, you could make a dirty dozen style of force, couldn't you? Mark Alec. Younger kids blame our generation for all their troubles. I tell them to grow a pair, get out and earn a living. Plenty of jobs. No one starts at the top, and stop blaming everyone. Absolutely. At this moment in time, there is plenty of work. I'm a 60-year-old man. If I wanted to work, there's plenty of jobs out there. There's plenty of bloody jobs out there. And another thing about DOSers, they are people who haven't. They can't keep the money. They can't keep the money. I'm not saying that this is the case with all homeless people, but if you was to suddenly give these people a roof over their head and a meal on the table, before you know it, they'd smash the bloody place up and they'd end up looking for money to buy illegal substances and all of that. I've got no sympathy for these people. I mean, but I've walked through. I've had these people, these white British people, harassing me at ATMs when I'm drawing money. When I'm drawing money out of a cash bank, and that's why I extremely rarely go to an outdoor ATM now. I will try and use one that's within the bank if necessary. But absolutely, yeah. Young people. Well, I mean, where I live, it's not just the young people who are DOSers. Some of the older ones are as well. David Coleman. They put up housing for homeless people down the street from me, and already one man was stabbed to death. Jesus Christ. And I know of cases where I know plenty of cases where a group of drunks and in a flat somewhere, getting pissed up and And once they get the ale down, they start arguing and fighting, and one of them gets stabbed to death. I've known cases. I've known people who have been stabbed to death in that incident. I knew of a case where I lived in there, I believe it was Bournemouth, many years ago, where a bunch of dossers, white English dossers, and not kids either. These were guys who were in the 50s. These were older guys. They were in this this sort of bed sitter room, and they were getting pissed. And a couple of them started fighting, and one of them ripped out the gas boiler. He ripped it out, because they were like, fighting and acting a goat, and gas started leaking from it. And I think there was four of them in a room, and two of them who were still slightly sober eventually left the room and went to the phone box, because they didn't have mobile phones. They went to the phone box to phone 999, and the two who were left in the room, well, bang, one kept smoking, and bang, the whole room blew up. It blew up, and they were both killed. The two dossers who stayed in the room were both killed, and they were killed because they were fighting. They ripped the gas pipe out because of their stupidity. A couple of them stayed in the room. One of them was stupid enough, so pissed that he kept smoking, and killed. You know what I mean? They're crazy, these people. Absolutely. It's hard to have a great deal of sympathy for them. Let's see. Paul asking, within the internet age. Yes. Stacey Turner. Let's see. Stacey Turner. Yep. And some of them have been given a £900 payout from the 25th of April and 3 payments of 300 quid. Is this the British dossers or the immigrants? They're all getting money. They're all getting our taxpayers' money. Us taxpayers should bloody unite. Mark Alec, they get tired from typing on the QWERTY. Okay, absolutely. This useless Tory party, well, Ian Baum, this useless Tory party will look after these migratory terrorists. Yeah, maybe, but I just don't think Labour are going to be any better. Gemini Star. Gemini Star, where's that gone? Where's that comment gone? Dossers sadly can't string a sentence, so you never get any sense out of them. I don't know. Some of them are crafty bastards. There's some of them are crafty bastards. They know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, and you have had strangers, looking for all kinds of reasons. I've never met this guy before in my life, and he's got all the answers, well-rehearsed answers about why I should give him some of my hard-earned money, even though I owe him nothing and I've never met him before in my entire life. I just think a lot of those dossers are sly bastards. Mark Alex says, let's see, Mark Alex says, I stand with the British. Good for you. Mark is an American. He's in Minnesota, which is where the snow is melting and there's a blue sky and it's 80 Fahrenheit. It sounds absolutely wonderful. It sounds like a real winter wonderland, that without the cold. So cheers for that anyway, Mark. Tell them no, vote for Eddie, mate. Okay. Ben Leno, send the buggers back. Okay. Paul Hoskin, anyone here done Glastonbury? I haven't. Let me see. Really? Let me see. Let me see. What's the David Coleman is in Toronto. Some of the homeless young girls around where I live are very dangerous. They will kill you in a minute for $10. That sounds bloody awful. That sounds awful. That sounds dreadful. Let me see. Matthew Cartwright. Can we swap the dossers and dingy people with Thai girls? Britain would be a paradise. Yeah, I'd go along with that. The Thais are good people. London Cab Thailand. Bring back the football hooligans. They will sort it out. Well, that's the most. Okay, fair enough. It's about Millwall. They're synonymous with that. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Where are we now? Where are we now? Where are we now? Ian Bowden. Ian Bowden, the world has no space left for criminals, no matter what colour skin they have. Why should us decent law-abiding citizens share this vastly overcrowded world with these vermin? Absolutely. Well, my vote is that if ever, I reckon that all of these undesirable immigrants should be put on barges and boats and aeroplanes. But let's not forget the white British Dossiers. I'm sure we can find a space on there for them as well. Get them out of here and don't accept the argument. Well, I was born in this country. To hell with it. If they're just dossing and taking money and harassing people on the streets, they don't belong here. Get rid of them. McLaren, Mark Alec, Riff and Raff. Sounds like a comedy duo. AG, they pay loads of money to traffickers and they risk their kids' lives on unsafe vessels. What kind of people would do that? Where did they get the money from? That's what I want to know. David Coleman, we have so many fit young men around where I live, and they just do not want to work. Absolutely. I mean, these people, I've seen these people. It was sponging money. There's no bloody way they could say, "Oh, I couldn't work because I'm ill. I'm not physically." They look bloody healthier than I am. Mark Alec, too many want everything handed to them. Absolutely. I mean, the problem is Britain. I mean, Britain's a soft touch country. We need to stop it. I mean, it was the classic that years ago, if you were unemployed, if you were on sickness benefits and you couldn't work, you got a certain amount of money. But if you could prove you were an alcoholic, they give you more money. It's called chemical dependency, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out. Well, if you give an alcoholic more money, what he's going to spend that more money on? We're a crazy country. David Coleman, most immigrants in Toronto work more than one job. Absolutely, a lot of the immigrants, have this hard work ethic about them. So good for them. Good for them. Michael Gineas, put that comment on the screen. Australian immigration has got it right. Point system and migrants based on real human rights issues, not freaking economics or illegal reasons. That's why Boris wanted to mirror the Australian policy. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, we've said before, but the world's population is spiraling out of control. I mean, the world's population has doubled in the last 50 years. It'll probably double in the next 50 years. And a lot of these people who are being born are born into countries that can't afford to look after them, and they're being born into families that can't afford to feed them. And then 20 years later, these people who are being born when they shouldn't have been born are coming across the bloody channel in dinghies, expecting us to look after them. We can't be taking on the world's problems. Let's see, Paul Oskin, I don't want to be the cleaner in a massage parlour. Yeah, smutty comment, Paul. Smutty comment, Paul. Yeah, okay. Rusty Lid, nice to hear from. Rusty Lid, nice to hear from. He's enjoying Songkran right now. Ian Bowden, another great comment from Ian Bowden. I am now in a minority in my skin colour in my workplace at Heathrow. Not saying that is a good thing, not a bad thing. Just saying. We're all human, but have different cultures, sometimes clashing. Absolutely. I worked at Heathrow Airport about over 30 years ago on runways. I've done a couple of jobs at Heathrow Airport. Anyway, it was quite exciting, to be there in them days. Let me see. Let's see. But why do you? No, geez, no, that's McLaren F1 is. I can't put that on the screen. Okay, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. We've had a little bit of, we've gone an hour and 40 minutes. It hasn't been a bad little old stream. Ian Barnes, some of my favourite colleagues at work are actually ethnic. It will always be a very, very contentious. Yeah, a lot of them are decent. I went to Heathrow Airport years ago, and a lot of the people there, the ethnic minorities, are friendly people. They're friendly, likable enough people, and they do work hard. I mean, at least with the immigrants, you can say most of them work hard. With the Dossiers, none of them work hard. They're just Dossiers. David Coleman, I worked at the same company 25 years with black people and never had a problem. We're all still good friends. Good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. Yeah, sceneries. What a difference with work ethics in Asian countries. Old people working in farms and fields. But that's a good. That is a very, very, very good comment. Very good comment. A good point. Let's get that on the screen. Sceneries. What a difference with work ethics in Asian countries. Old people working in farms and fields. Work shy people here, it's a shame. Absolutely, absolutely. They get on my nerves, the Dossier. They really, really do. I've had them running up to me at ATMs. I've had them creeping up behind me at ATMs. What kind of cheeky bastard will see a stranger, a decent person, talking on his mobile phone, and then this cheeky bastard just goes up to this complete stranger and says, "Hey mate, I've got to make a call. Can I borrow your mobile phone?" What kind of cheeky bastard? They do it where I live. That's why when I'm talking to someone on the phone, you know, as soon as I hit the ice, I've got to say goodbye to you. And I'm hitting the ice. I better put my phone away before some sly bastard comes up and you know what wants to borrow it to do a drugs deal, presumably. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, Ian Brown, your 20-stone baby wife head, isn't it? Like, we actually made a good comment before. Let's see. Smashed. Can you imagine Thailand putting up buses for free in their hotels? No, they'd be told to jog on. Absolutely, absolutely. You know. Unless you've really got a, you know, a reason, a physical reason. I mean, no one's got an excuse for being a lazy bastard in England. Let's see, Richard Charles, England is third world. David Coleman, I'm not against immigration. I'm against illegal immigration. There's a big difference. Absolutely. Mark Alec. Let's see, where are we now? Yeah, Mark Alec agree, David Coleman. Good comments. Absolutely, definitely good comment there. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna cross the. You know, I've been on for an hour and 42 minutes now. So anyway, I don't know what the internet's been like tonight. I haven't had too many complaints about it. Listen, my internet's gone down the Swanee River, but I'm still on a wing and a prayer doing these. It's still a little bit of entertainment. We've had significant amounts of people in the chat tonight, and it really, really is great. You guys showing patience and these, you know, with this tough internet coming along, and Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights on this channel, you know, at 10 o'clock. Unless the immigrants, sorry, what I'm saying, unless the immigrants are really bad. I mean, unless the internet is really, really, really bad. Anyway, I'm going to finish now anyway. Let me see. You know, Ian Brown Farage is just a millionaire that has a platform to say what most of us feel. He's not a privileged millionaire. Does he know what a hard day's graft really is? Well, he says he's a working man. I think he worked in finance. He's charismatic and he's a good speaker. I know that much. Okay, so I'm gonna say goodnight. Matthew Carter, great stream. Mr. Backpay Buffet, 10% on his deal. Okay. Mark Allen, yes, excellent live stream this evening. Okay, thanks for that, mate. Cheers. Michael Janice, good stream, Eddie. Good night, all. Okay, thank you, Michael. So I'm gonna sign off now. We've done a fair bit. We've had a good stream. We've had a little bit of a chat. Thanks to everybody tuning in, and I'm gonna have a little late night snack, and I'll see you on Thursday night. Okay, so hope the weather is not too severe where you are. Have a great Wednesday.